When we get up in the morning, along with coffee, toast, and cake. If you're like the old Stone Roadie, you like to wake and bake. Now let's join Craig, Reed, and Griff Martin as we head out on the road. So sit right back, buckle right in. It's a Wake and Bake morning show.
Good morning, everybody. Time to rise and shine. I'm Shelby Barrett, the Stoned for the Stoned Roadie Show, and it's time to Wake and Bake with Craig Reed and Griff Martin.
Yeah, Craig likes telling it like it is, so it's something that you want to know. If the feelings get hurt real easy, you better not watch the show.
The Stoned Roadie Show, podcast number 184, Wake and Bake, the Morning Buzz, number 64, action. Well, good morning, fellow Earthlings. It's Monday. Yeah, it's June 17th, 2024. And it's a Monday morning, back to work, Monday morning, Wake and Bake with the Stoned Roadie Show. And my name's Craig Reed, a.k.a. the Stoned Roadie, also known as the world's most famous roadie since the dawn of time, since the dinosaurs roamed the earth. And my co-host, the rocket scientist, Griff Martin. So what the heck are we going to talk about this morning here on this Monday morning there, Mr. Martin?
Well, I don't know, Craig, but after watching a Saturday night special, you might not be the most famous roadie in all of dawn of time, because Kathy said that you have some competition.
Oh, they ain't no competition. Guy said I'm a lot cooler than that other guy.
Plus, he wasn't in a plane crash.
Oh, he don't have no resume.
I don't even remember his name.
I don't either. Yeah. I
Yeah,
just found out not only am I the world's most famous roadie, I'm the most famous person in the city of Green nowadays. Yeah, since we had a weatherman named Dick Goddard, but he died, so now I guess I'm the most famous roadie person in Green now. So yeah, I'm holding a couple of titles now.
Yeah, here where I live in Winter Haven, Florida, Les Dudek, he's from here, and Graham Parsons is from here, and Jim Stafford, and now Griff Martin. But hey, we got a little something that got a little snafu that we got to clear up. The listeners have discovered an anomaly from the last drawing. So the winner that we said won, number 43, Laura Harvey, actually was not the winner. but we're going to recognize her as a winner. But Paul Keaton is really the winner. And the way that happened was, when we look at that little ticket stub, usually it's got a 0 before it. And this time it had a 1 before it. And people were getting pissed off, man. They were like, hey, man, this ain't cool,
I didn't see that one. I mean, that's why I hold it up there, so everybody can see, It ain't like we just look at it and announce a winner. I hold it up there so everybody can look at it. And, so yeah, somebody noticed. I'm glad they did. I didn't notice it. I just felt
me
it
either.
has 2 numbers. Yeah.
But, we have a disclaimer, though. It's called the Stoned Roadie Show, and everybody's got brain damage. So you can't, what can you do? I mean, and then I went back and looked at all
That's the biggest
other...
mistake I'm going to make for that day. I'll take it, man.
Then I went back and looked at all the other podcasts to see if we made that same mistake, and I don't think we did, as far as I could see. But of course, we've got some pretty observant viewers. So if you see anything that don't jive, let us know. Yeah, so Paul Keaton, congratulations, and Laura Harvey, congratulations. And Craig, you got Paul Keaton written down now as a winner?
I don't yet. No, I just found out here, a little bit, and hadn't done it yet. But I got everybody. I got all the money and everything figured out pretty close, anyways. And I'm gonna go over the list of donators and here.
Did Laura Harvey get back with you on the email?
Didn't see nothing from her today.
Okay, well, Paul Keaton, you need to send Craig a confirmation email, and Laura Harvey confirmation email. There's 2 winners.
Yeah, well,
that makes 2
he's
screw-ups.
He's got to watch and see that he won before he wins.
That's right. Yeah.
And so does she.
Yep, that's right.
so don't you other people be out there calling them on the phone, telling them, hey, you got to watch the show.
Yeah.
Figure out you won. No, just kidding. If you know them, call them.
Yeah.
Or don't. I don't care.
So did you want to go over those names, Craig?
You want to do it now?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Well, like I've been telling everybody, I just happened to pick this one. Well, when somebody sends in money, I put one of these up, and I keep a list of all these, and then I have a. This is a list of all those, right here. That's everybody that's donated and what their designation is, who they wanted the money to go to, and what I need to send them. I don't have it big enough so I can list up. That's everybody. Well, Lisa, the lady that got in a car wreck, and I talked to her the other day, and she's doing better. I guess she got some teeth knocked out or something, but she's our biggest donator on this round. She donated $1,000, and that goes to Mark Frank. That was for that Lacey's book. We sold one of those for one of those books that Kent Griffith donated, and I'll get to that in a minute. But Angela Lynyrd, she donated $860. And 200 of that she designated for Leslie, and then Dave he donated 710, and then Ricky Wascom he donated 550, and Kent Griffith with that Mark Howard book, because that book we sold it on eBay, and it sold for like 600, but with the fees and stuff. So that 500 that Kent Griffin sent in, that's for Mark Howard. So that doesn't go into the total that gets divided.
Yeah, the Ricky Wascom thing goes into the Mark Howard thing too.
Oh, the Ricky
yeah, that was those posters that was donated.
Oh yeah. Let me. Ricky, yeah, I got that 550 for the posters. Yeah. Oh, that goes. Let me write that down.
Yeah, that goes to Mark Howard too.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I knew I didn't have all this exactly perfect. So yeah, Dave was 710. Ricky Wascom with 550. Kent Griffith for 500. John Hartline, now he bought those 2 T-shirts for 500. Chris Etheridge, Eldridge, he donated a bunch of different times for $350. Michelle Gary, $300. Jeffrey Arnid, $200, and 100 of that goes to Leslie. Kent Griffith, again, and that goes to Mark Howard, and that's for the RCB CD and the pass. And Stephen Nyler, 165. Alan Rosemeyer, 100. Brian Madison, $100, 50 for Leslie, 100 or 50 for Jean. Daryl and Linda Dawson, 100. Jerry Bertsey, $100. John and Filomeno Morrow, $75, 25 to Leslie. Xavier Medina, $75. David Neese, $50, and that goes to Jean. Billy Luttrell, Lutras, $50. Donald Johnson, $50. James Cross, $50. Judy Longest, $50. Brian Dugas, $25. Danny Barron, $25. Lori Shoemaker, $25. Rusty Arrington, $25. Denise Soares, $25. Jim King, $25. Tom Bassett, $25. Doug Moore, $25. Linda Wright, $25. Linda Wright goes to Jean at $25. Paul Harvey, $20. Lynn Jacobs Kumi, $10. Roy Cox, $10, and Tim Manley at $10, and that all adds up to $6,235. And there's about 2,000, a little over 2,000 of that goes directly to other people. So there's about 4,000 that's going to get divided between the five, so that's about 800 apiece, and then the other people get a little more because people donated directly to them. So that's the whole list. Now, if anybody thinks they donated something that's not on that list, let us know. But like I say, I made out one of these sheets every time somebody sent one in, and I just dropped it. But like I said, but that's my whole list. So. Yeah, so that's it.
No, and you guys should be proud of yourself for all of that. That's very cool, very awesome, and thank you very much. And those guys are needing it more and more and more every day. I promise you. Yeah. So thanks from the Stone Roadie podcast to all the listeners that donated. And we don't push for donations. But that just goes to show you, we don't even ask, and it just comes in because you guys are so great. So thank you for that. And Craig, as far as that, the screw up on the drawing last week, they're going to both get the same thing, right?
Yeah, I guess we're going to have to give them both one of them fishing lures. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe by the next week, maybe I'll be able to find Ronnie's tackle box, and maybe I can give him a fishing lure out of the tackle box or something. That's a wish and a prayer. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know what's going to happen on the Stone Roadies show.
Just got to pay attention.
I might get a hankering just to look for that thing, just to. If I can make it happen, but don't count on it.
Yeah, that will. I mean, that's
you never know, though.
You never know. You never know.
It's here somewhere.
Well, I hope everybody had a great Father's Day yesterday at our fathers, and and if your kids are from the father, I hope you called them and told them how great they were, even if they aren't great. But.
Oh, what I meant by that was at the end, at the last drawing, since if we give away that fishing lure on this one, we won't have anything to give away on the last drawing, or the one we were supposed to give away 4 fishing lures, but now we're going to give away 4, but it wasn't designated like that. I don't know what I mean.
Well, you had to bump.
We got stuff. We'll give away something. You're not going to miss out.
Yeah, you'll be okay. Laura Harvey and Paul Keaton, you'll be fine. Hey, I talked to Gene Odom yesterday, and he's doing pretty good. And he been working out in his garage, refurnishing, uh, restoring some furniture for his granddaughter. Said it's real hot out in the garage, and he's been stripping paint, and he got a bedroom suit. So yeah, he's doing okay. So I checked with him, and he seems to be doing all right. So I
But
wanted to make sure I got a hold of him on Father's Day because he is kind of like a father to me. Um, closest
my
one I got.
daughter-in-law Lisa, she's got a big cyst in her stomach, and she went to the hospital a couple days ago, and she's at home tonight, but she's going directly into the hospital tomorrow and get it cut out, I guess.
No,
Chad's
man.
wife, yeah, Tanner's mom.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. She's been in the hospital a couple days. She got a big cyst, I guess.
I
Very
had no
big.
idea. They no,
And it's
well,
a difference between a cyst and a tumor. Because my mother had a tumor, big tumor. And I guess the difference between a tumor and a cyst is a tumor is a mass, a solid mass, and a cyst is just like a liquid ball or something like that. And I guess
yeah.
they
Well, I think
cut it
it's
out.
it's
If you
probably
bust that thing open while it's inside you, that's not good.
no.
So
Well,
best best of
prayers
luck
to
for Lisa
Lisa.
tomorrow. Yeah.
I'll have to give him a call tomorrow and see how things are going. Yeah, I had no idea that that was going on there in the.
Well, they just found out. They called me yesterday. Says, "Man, Lisa went to the hospital." But I guess he went in there, and the doctor that was going to do it, Chad has a friend that says, "No, don't let them do it." So he's going to take her to a different hospital tomorrow. Yeah,
Oh, okay. That's cool. That get the right care for
yeah.
her. All right. Prayers, 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 prayers. Um. Okay. Well. Let me see what else we got going here on my bullets. Yeah, that's about all I've got on updates. And Craig just went over the whole list of everybody that's donated. So the only thing we can do is jump into the jibber jabber. Although I do have a little something that I wanted to share, um, which I've come up with an idea that I want to pull out a book every now and then and read up on some skin formation. And I happen to have Turn It Up right here from Ron Eckerman. And we were talking about we were talking about Billy Powell and Ronnie. Uh, Ronnie busted his teeth out, and somebody said, how does that happen where they get in an argument like that, and then it seems like the next day everything's okay. Well, we've got a couple pages here that I can that I can read a little something, and we're gonna ask Craig as we go through these 2, 3 little pages if he knows a little something about what happened here. This is a portion out of the Turn It Up book by Ron Eckerman, which his wife sent to me, and
Carolyn.
that was very nice. Carolyn Day, she signed it right there, and then Craig signed it for me too. I think she sent the book to him, and then Craig gave it to me. Which thank you, Carolyn Day, if you're watching. I have spoken to her before, I think, and on Facebook, and she's a real nice lady, real pretty lady. So let's just jump into this little deal here and see what Craig remembers about it. Looks like they were in Indianapolis. This time they were playing Lady Proper in the convention center, one of the oldest venues in the country. Do you remember that place, Craig?
In Indianapolis? No, I don't really remember that one.
Yeah, I bet Kathy Keeple knows where that's at because she lives there. Yeah, the Lady. Oh, I'm sorry, Indy Proper in the convention center, one of the oldest venues in the country. I thought that said lady, but it says Indy proper, the convention center. It's shaped like an L. It's an L-shaped building, and it says this result caused the stage to have to be built in the elbow of the structure. So I guess there's like a leg of the convention center going out one way and a leg going out the other, and they had to put the stage like kind of like in the corner so you could see from both arenas.
Remember that?
Yeah. This result is very odd configuration, whereas the performers face a very small crowd that fit into the V where the two halls meet and where the front of the stage is. When the entertainer looks to the side to either direction, however, the crowd extends for a good distance, almost the length of a football field.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, the band didn't know which way to play, preferring to hug the sides of the stage, so they're aimed at one or two of the main halls where the main portion of the audience was. Evidently, this disoriented the band a bit, and they consumed a good bit more alcohol than usual during the show, ending up a bit sloppy. Although I didn't notice, and this is Ron Eckerman talking, although I didn't notice much difference in the performance, I was standing on the side of the stage watching, having finished settling the box office, when Ronnie made this announcement. We're sorry this was such a lousy show. I don't really know what to tell you, but we'll give you back your money, every penny of it. You don't remember that, Craig?
I remember something up to that effect, yeah, but I don't remember.
Yeah. And so he says, just go to the box office and I'll make sure every one of you get your money back. He must have been pissed to say that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I do remember
seconds,
that part of it, but I don't
yeah.
remember the other part of it. Yeah.
So Ron goes, within seconds, Joe, the promoter, who's Joe? Who would be that promoter?
Joe Boylan, probably.
Yeah. Joe, the promoter,
Indianapolis, yeah.
found me backstage. Did you hear what he just said? He asked me. Yeah, I heard. He's effing crazy. I'm not giving any money back. I thought for a moment before I replied, I'd never run across this particular situation before. They did a good show, Joe said. No one's going to want their money back, but upon the box office, just in case, when Ronnie says something, he means it. So be prepared to give them their money back. But the next morning, he said that, let me see, he says, you're paying me back for, he told him, he said, you're going to be, I guess he's telling Ron Eckerman, you're going to be paying me back for every ticket that I have to refund. He called me later, letting me know he only had to give back about a half a dozen refunds, and I didn't have to worry about it. So that just goes to show.
I remember that part of the book now. Yeah.
Yeah. So he says Ronnie was drunk as I'd ever seen him that night and was terrorizing both band and crew. I tried my best to avoid him and succeeded for the most part, directing John Butler to watch over him. I went to my room hoping to avoid the whole mess. About an hour later, I was relaxing in bed watching a movie. That's when the expected knock on the door occurred. I crept up silently and peered through the spyglass to see an eyeball peering back at me. Open up. It was Gary. You've got to do something, he stated as I opened the door and let him in. He stood there anxious, his hands clenching into fists every couple of seconds. What's wrong? I asked. Ronnie's drunk, he explained, and he's going to beat the shit out of Billy. They just started arguing then and got louder and louder and louder. Right now, they're at a standoff. He says, I grabbed my microphone pouch I used to stash the cash in and stuffed it in down the front of my pants. It typically contained about $10,000. I never left money in my room. It was always down the front of my pants where it was impossible to access without my knowledge. Gary led me back down to the bar. I could hear the commotion well before we entered. The bar itself was relatively quiet aside from my associates. There were a few suited salesmen still nursing their drinks at the bar. A couple of drink a couple were in the dark corner. All of them turned around and their seats were watching action in the corner. Evidently, there was a fairly good floor show going on. Billy and Ronnie were both standing there opposite of a table, glaring at each other. God damn it, Ronnie. I'm a member of this band too. I should have some say in what goes on. Billy's face was crimson. And you'll do whatever I say, Ronnie stammered, not quite sloppy drunk, but drunk just the same. Whoa, whoa. What the hell's going on with you two? I asked, performing my intervention. Both of them eased their hostility at each other, turning it against me instead. Mind your own business, Ronnie ordered me. He's all fucked up, Billy added. That you can say Billy's saying that Ronnie's all effed up, and people want to know why Ronnie punched him in the teeth. So he's always wanted me out of the band, Billy says. No, he doesn't, Gary claimed calmly. Shut the F up. Gary, this ain't none of your business, advised Ronnie. Sounded like good advice at the time. Okay, what the hell is it then? I asked Billy. He said Billy was too drunk to play tonight. He ruined the whole damn show, Ronnie stuttered, weaving a bit as he tried to maintain balance. And he says, I ain't going to have it. I had seen enough. I already knew Ronnie had punched Billy in the face one time and broken out several of his teeth. I wondered what he was going to do this time. As Ronnie braced himself to start swinging, Gary swooped in, threw his arm around Billy's shoulder, and aimed him out of the bar. Ronnie and I watched them go, and then Ronnie started scowling at me. I just sat down at the table. Ron, you just don't know what it's like, he told me as he walked toward me and sat down. I've got to get out there every night as a front man in front of thousands of people. Their eyes are always on me every second, and I don't need a bunch of effed up players on my stage. It's hard. You don't know what it's like. Every night I go out there, it's hard, man. And Billy, you every time you see him, he's got a bud in his hand.
That's the truth.
Yeah, he said, I wanted to ask Ronnie, when was the last time I saw him get on stage without having downed a half a bottle of Jack Daniels? But since I had no desire to leave the bar with a broken face, I didn't say that. So there you go. That's why that kind of stuff happened.
Yeah, his book's a pretty good book. That's a pretty good book.
It's a great book. I mean, I haven't really sat down and read it back to back, but I do go through different things, and I
only have the audio book. Yeah, I have the other books, but I've listened to the audio book several times while I'm driving.
So what I'll do is, just because I think it's kind of cool and it kind of reminds Craig about what's going on, jars a few memories loose, is I'll from time to time I've got several books here. I've got Paul Abraham's book. I've got Gene's books. I've got this one. Of course, I've got the new one, Rock and Roll Nanny from Sally Arnold. So we'll start going through some of these books and sharing some of this stuff. And it can kind of throw in some new skin information on some things that we haven't heard before. So
that's a good idea there, Griff.
Yeah, I mean, we got to figure things out, man. We got to come up with new interests, or we're not going to ever get our subscriptions.
Different,
up. Yeah. So
But
we can jump into these comments.
I was showing this picture here. That's the sign on the Hell House. It's out of one of the work cases, the drawer, and you can see the handle. They took the drawer off, and somebody stuck it up on the side of the Hell House before I got there. It had always been there, but I got it in the mail up at my post office box.
Cool.
David,
John Reinheimer used to make those.
Made me a copy.
That's cool. It looks just like it.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, he said he did a rendering and did an exact copy of it. I don't know. Looks pretty good.
Is that a real piece of plywood with chipped pieces of wood off of the edges?
Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah, he actually chipped. There's the original.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
That is pretty close. And you know where that drawer came from too, on the original, don't you?
Yeah, that was my barb. That was my work case that I had on stage left, that I had the fold down table where I put all the bed. That was the bar. And when Gary had come off the stage, off the side of the stage, I'd have him a drink and a line and a joint roll up, and he'd come over and take a drink and do a line and smoke some pot and then go back up out on the stage.
So Ronnie could yell at him the next day for being too sloppy.
That was part of the routine, Yeah, I had a couple of some lines laid out there.
Yeah, so that little portion of the book that I read, that's like happened every night, didn't it, Craig?
Well, matter of fact, when I kept doing that, when Pops was the guitar roadie, the only thing that the Pops knew is that Pops didn't let nobody in his world, But he said, I knew that was part of the routine, so every night Craig would come over, lay out some lines and a drink and a cigarette and a joint for Gary, and Craig had come over in my world, and I had to accept that, and then that happened, and then he'd go away.
well, it's either that or he had to do it. But Gary was probably used to you doing it. So.
Yeah, I always did that. I always caught his slide and caught the mic stand. That was always my job.
Well, that's why they loved you so much, man. You knew exactly what they talk about. Rock and roll nanny. That's pretty much a nanny right there.
I knew the whole routine. Yeah, every time we got new roadies in, I had to tell them, what was going on, and had to tell them the routine,
stay out of Pop's world.
Had to tell the lighting guy, hey, I got that green light, baby, when they want to see green lights, and where the skies are so blue, you got to be blue, and then I had to tell them where the mirror ball came in so they could shoot the lights up at the spots. A lot
more to it than people think.
And then when the flag came down, I was always responsible for giving the cue for the flag to come in. That's why when I put up the Confederate flag down at my road, and people go, "What kind of association do you have with that Confederate flag?" I said, "Well, I kind of flew that thing for like 40 some years, so I kind of have a little, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, toward the flag."
That's like, I like to tell that story when we were at your high school reunion over there at the Portage Lakes, and we were down there getting a drink, and John Neal and I, we were at Craig's high school reunion. I think Craig wanted us there so he could show us how much more skinnier he was than all of his other high school uh, cohorts. I think that's what that was all about. But anyway, so we were down at the bar, and the guy asked, "What are you guys doing here?" "Oh, we're with our friend Craig Reed." And he goes, "Is that guy with Lynyrd Skynyrd?" And we're like, "Yeah, you know him." And he goes, "Who doesn't know Craig Reed?" And I go, "Well, what's wrong, man? You act like you're mad." He goes, "Well, the guy's up and down the road with a rebel flag in a damn Democrat city, and he's walking up and down the side of the road with a Trump flag and rebel flag." And I go, "Well, the guy's just, he likes his candy."
I had it flying on my zero-turn mower flag.
And
But
then
yeah, the guy that came over today, I signed my first bottle of Hell House whiskey today, and I used a silver marker, and then I took a piece of packing tape and put over the signature so it wouldn't rub off, So
yeah, that's a good idea.
cool. But that was the guy that I see at my class reunion every year, and he's the one that told me I was the most famous person in Green now.
Yeah, when I went to Craig's house, the first thing I saw when I walked in the door, the first time I ever walked in Craig's house, were a bunch of these Trump signs that I guess people were pulling them, kicking them down or whatever, and they were.
Oh, I had a
stuff
stack
up.
of them. They'd take one, and I'd put up two. I had them all. Oh, it's funny.
Oh man, well, yeah. So anyway, it's always something fun when you get around Craig. I'm telling you, man. No matter where it's at, even when we were at Rockin' for a Reason or at Whitey's or even at the monument, there's always some fun there going on. So
Yeah,
if you
wait
ever
till-
hear Craig at another event, you want to be there. That's
Well,
for sure.
summertime's coming too.
All right, let's jump into these things so we're not up all morning working on this before so we can get it out before get it edited before people leave for work. Jump right into the comments and the questions, which there was like 151 of them this time that I had to go through, and I couldn't. Of course, I can't go through all of them.
A lot of them trying to name the bong. My
Yeah,
God.
we want to send the if you want to be entered in the name the bong, you can put them on the comments if you want. That's okay. I don't mind. But you need to officially send them to Craig at Craig's email address, which is thestonedroadie@gmail.com. Right, Craig?
Yeah, the stonedroadie@gmail.com.
Yeah, that's where you direct your
Stoned Roadie.
your bong names, and you're going to win a bong that looks like this. Just like that. So, and that's a Griff Martin special. No, you're not going to win that bong for naming it, but you're going to win something for naming the bong. That's the bong that you're naming. So let's get that straight before people send emails and go, "What'd you say?" So no, you're not going to win that for naming it, but you are going to win something, and then we're going to give that bong away. So let me clear that up. There's so many things that we're giving away, Craig. I can't keep them straight.
Oh, I know.
And you got
I got a list of everything.
We got demonetized for you hitting the Indian pipe.
Yeah, we did. That's got to be it. I was hitting on that Indian pipe, man. They took it right down. Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
I guess it has something to do with being an Indian pipe.
Yeah, it's affecting our damn royalties for what they pay us, man. We ain't getting shit.
Yeah, but that's okay though, because when we give the pipe away, which is going to be a regular drawing on Friday, Craig's going to smoke test it for you, and then it's going to look like this. But
I don't know how I'm going to do that because they'll take our monetization away real quick. But I'll do it. So we'll do something.
Well, it's not an Indian pipe.
That's worse.
Why?
Yeah, that's worse, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, that's kind of discrimination against our American heritage, man. Not smoking the peace pipe on the damn podcast, man. That's discrimination.
yeah. And I'm making a bunch of those pipes. I don't know, man. I'm going to have a whole ton of them made up. So I'm out there every day with some. I think I can knock one out in about 30 minutes now. Well, probably a little more once I put the leather on it and everything. But yeah, so it's kind of fun.
I liked your idea for the name though before we started the show. Before so when you said you were going to make a bunch of them, and then what we should name them, I thought that.
Yeah,
was
I was
idea.
thinking, the nicknames for the guys in the band, like Wicker, Thumper, uh,
We
and
shouldn't tell them all.
well, if I tell them, then they can't win. So
Yeah,
Prince Charming, Briar, Briar Patch. What did Alan have a nickname at all?
Oh, I don't remember Alan ever having a.
How about Artie? Did he have a nickname?
No,
I heard that Ed King's nickname was King Crab
Yeah.
because he was always crabby. I ain't gonna say who told me that; they'll be mad at me. But yeah, a couple people told me that actually. A couple people told me that.
Well, no, that's true. Yeah. That was Krabby Ed. Yeah.
Yeah, King Crab. And didn't you say that there was a little song about Billy?
Oh yeah, but I didn't want to disclose that. Yeah, but I will. Okay, his name was Billy the Brat, and there was a song, and Leon used to sing this song all the time. Let me tell you this story about Billy the Brat with his Lon Chaney shirt and his old beat up flats.
Leon was always picking on Billy, throwing stuff in his hair.
Billy always used to carry his bag. He had his, I forget what they called his bag, but every time you'd see Billy, he'd have it. When he come up to the airplane in my film, when he came up, when they pulled up in the limousines, and Alan came up and Dean came up, and Billy walked up to the camera and held his bag up like that and showed his bag.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, he always does.
Was it all beat up?
His bag, yeah. He always carried his bag, yeah.
Sounded like he used to bow up at Ronnie a lot. Maybe he figured that piano was, you can't replace that piano. He was right. You can't replace that piano. Kind of like
Billy.
Alan.
Yeah, you could never replace Billy.
No, you couldn't replace that, or Alan, or any of them, really.
The parts that he wrote. God, the parts that he wrote were genius.
Oh
man.
yeah, he was. Like I always said,
classical licks into rock and roll was just genius, man. God.
I always remembered back when we were listening to Lynyrd Skynyrd, when we first heard Billy Powell's piano, that we'd never heard anything like that before. I mean,
that was different. Yeah.
Yeah. Not in Southern rock like that. I mean, you heard it in Queen, but, Southern rock and that piano of Billy's, and that was just, everybody always talked about, man, that piano, that was, what we really liked about Skynyrd.
It's kind of a trendy thing back at that era, though. I mean, Greg played piano, and then Taz played piano in Charlie Daniels' band,
But not like Billy.
No.
Yeah,
no.
Billy was.
But Taz went and got him a piano just like Billy's.
Did he?
Oh, yeah, Charlie Daniels. Taz, yeah, he went and got him a piano like Billy's, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
from what I remember, he did, yeah.
All right, let's get into these comments here. Mike Neighbors, he asked, do you think Sally Arnold would come on the podcast? Well, she said she would.
There's a large time difference between England and here. It's like 5 hours.
Well, we have to figure that out. I could email her again and see.
We'd have to do it the day before. We'd have to do it the day before.
Yeah, we had to figure that out. But she
She's
said she
early. Yeah,
would.
she's earlier than us. Yeah, she's 5 hours earlier than us. Yeah, so we'd
Well,
have.
if you're listening, Sally, then maybe you can send us an email and say, we could, I could, if I had to, I could pre-record an interview. But it'd be nice if you come on with Craig. That'd be the only way to do it. So we're just gonna. It's hard. It's harder than you think. Like I've been trying to get a hold of Lily, and I hadn't been able to get a hold of Lily. So it's a lot harder than you think getting a hold of people. See, user says new opening song. Uh, she likes the new opening song. Oh yeah, they. I did a little opening for the Saturday night special because we were having trouble getting Danny Barron's sent one, and it was Danny. That file isn't big enough. It's in kilobytes. I need the original file for that. It's got to be a large file. So when he gets that straightened out, we'll put that one up and see how you guys like that one. And I think he's working on it, making it
Yeah, yeah.
shorter.
I told him the other day that we need.
Yeah, I just
He needs to put it on a thumb drive because whatever he's working with, he can't. His wife needs to put it on a thumb drive or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I sat down and did a Saturday night special song. I wrote it in about 15 minutes. It's two chords. And if you guys want to hear it, go listen to the Saturday night special with Kathy Godsey and Craig. And that was a really good Saturday night special that you guys did. I really enjoyed that. I listened to it when I did my walk around the lake there down in Lakeland. I really
I
enjoyed
could
that.
never do I don't never think I'd do any good, but Kathy always does good. You always, you guys always pull it through. I just kind of show up and,
Well, that's all you have to do, man. That's your
yeah,
that's your
without you
job.
guys, I couldn't pull these off.
Yeah,
Amen.
I'm like the Ed McMahon of the Stone Roadie show. I'm just here to keep things rolling. Um, let me see here. Yeah. Also, user was talking about the negative things about YouTube. I guess we could go into that, but they probably demonetize us. So yeah, they've got a lot of rules, and if you don't follow them, you don't really know what they are. But they've got their own rules, and yeah, I don't know. We're probably breaking them right now.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, anything to do with politics. Yeah, I heard Barbara Streisand or whatever her name is. She did a benefit for uh, uh, what's his name, Brandon. Yeah, and
Oh, really?
raised $30 million. I think. Yeah, 30 million. I think.
She did?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. But yeah, what Trump, Mr. T raised what 800 or 500 million or something. I don't know. I forget how much she raised. I don't know. Uh, yeah, wasn't near what Trump raised or Mr. T. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, it just goes to show, back in the day, old Hollywood, they had those rumors about the communism and
Oh, yeah.
over there in the 40s or 50s or of them,
They
and
were,
I guess those communists are
yeah, they're
still
still around.
Hollywood. I guess they're still out there. Old Barbara, doing that for old Brandon. So yeah, they're still out there.
Yeah,
Anybody
they've always been out
anybody's
there.
for him's got to be a common nominist.
Yeah, common nominist for
Common
sure.
nominist.
Well, I think a lot of
Man.
them they got something to hide, and they don't want to lose their protection. That's what I think, in my biased opinion, using one of Craig's lines. Craig would go on Facebook and he'd say something, about somebody eating and being fat, and then at the end of it, he'd put his disclaimer, in my biased opinion, and it
Yeah,
would
in
be
my,
in
in my
initials.
personal biased opinion, yeah.
Yeah. IMPBO.
Well, you got to put that when you make a
Oh yeah.
comment. There's a statement, or more or less. You got to put "in my opinion," or
Or alleged.
yeah, allegedly, or "in my
Yeah.
opinion." Not like it's.
Oh, all right. LS Freebird says, I wanted that fishing lure. Congrats, Laura. Yeah, you got after today, 2 of them left. So
Yeah,
you still got a chance there, uh LS Freebird, which is who is that again, Craig? LS Freebird?
43?
What's that? We know her. I forget her name.
Oh, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, you said it one day, and then I forgot who it was. It's somebody that we know really well, and I can't remember who it was.
Oh God, I can't.
Mike Neighbors. Most of the chemicals in the cigarettes coming from the papers come from the paper. Yeah, they put something. Yeah, we were talking about how Craig makes fun of fat folks and cigarette smokers too, and then we were talking about how. I was telling everybody how Joe Crimp rolls his own. He uses he's organic tobacco is basically what he uses, but I don't know what kind of papers he uses. I guess that is something you got to think about is the paper, because if that's got something in it that keeps the paper lit, then but I think the cigarette tobacco's got something in it.
That's what I was just gonna say. From what I always heard, that the cigarette tobacco had an ignitant.
Yeah, it does.
When I smoked a little bit, and I was over in England, they had those Dunhills and those Rothschilds. If you didn't smoke on them, they would go out because they didn't have that ignite in them. And then, a few years ago, they started putting. If you look at a cigarette, there was rings in it. Every
that's right,
inch or something, there was a ring around it, and that was to keep the cigarette lit, so it wouldn't go out. So if you put
that's what those rings were for.
It was to keep it lit, yeah. And that stuff can't be good for you.
No,
besides all the other stuff. But people go, well, you smoked pot. It's the same thing, and it's just like. All smoke is not the same. That's like saying that anything that's liquid is the same. It's like saying whiskey and water are the same because they're liquid. It's different. All smoke is different too. I mean,
yeah.
If you can't see the logic behind that, I'll smoke. I'll go ahead and smoke a cigarette, and you smoke up some dried up dog shit, and then you tell me that. There's not no different. Smoke is smoke, I mean,
I've been seeing a lot of things about people saying there's no more white dog, dried up dog shit anymore. What happened to the white dog shit? It's like a conspiracy theory thing. Like the dog shit's not white anymore out in the yard.
You know what? I never thought about it, but I've never seen a white dog shit here lately.
Yeah, it's true. What are they doing, man?
What happened? White dog shit. Yeah,
they're doing something
in the food, I guess, huh?
Yeah, because if dog shit was out in the yard long enough, it always turned white, and then if you didn't worry about like if you stepped on a dog shit, oh, it's white, it's okay. When I used to do flooring work, I would go into somebody's house to strip the carpet out of their house. Some of these people are so nasty. There's dog shit on the carpet, and and there would be white dog shit in the middle of the floor like that. And I'd be like, oh my God, I mean, and they leave their underwear laying around in the carpet, and I'd go where I had a broomstick with a nail in the end of it. And I would pick up the underwear, and I'd go out in the living room. I go, okay, whose is this? Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, Mike Neighbors. Yeah, I'll go along with that. The paper's not being good for you too. But I think tobacco is probably worse. What they selling you, it's got so many ingredients in it. Let me see. Denise Suarez says, "How about Mr. Breeze for the bong name?" That's a pretty good one, Mr. Breeze. I like that. Craig might be balking at it under his breath, though. You don't know, man. Tuxedo Manor says, now you have to give away 2 prizes. 143 and 43 are both. 143 and 43 are both the winners because of the way we did it. Are you both stoned?
I am. That's for damn sure. He knows I was. I was sucking on that damn peace pipe that whole time.
So
yeah.
yes, if it
Yeah,
weren't
I'm
for
guilty.
you,
Yeah. We'll give away 2 prizes. It's just
yeah.
gonna screw it up a little bit, but
we appreciate that, Tuxedo Manor, because we did screw up, man.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that one part of the 33, 43.
But you don't have to hit us with that "Are we both stoned" thing. Come on, man.
I admit it. I'm guilty as charged.
I wasn't stoned. I don't even know if I looked at the ticket or not, but I'm sure I did. But usually I'm used to seeing that 0, and I didn't even think about there being over 143 numbers, but there's like 167.
167.
Yeah. So we'll be looking out for that on the next one there. And Don Bazinet even said, that looked like a 143 to me.
I didn't see it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys are catching, but there weren't that many that caught it. There was only like 2 or 3 people that caught it that said something.
That's good. Yeah. I'm glad they caught it. I'm glad I showed the ticket. Yeah.
David Selders come up with a bong name. Leon Tokasum instead of Wilkesum. Leon Tokasum.
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 Tokasum. Yeah,
that's a good one there. Leon Tokasum.
That's an Indian name. Tokasum.
Yeah, Tokasum.
What's your name? Leon Tokasum.
Like that joke that somebody told me one time about, he says, I'm a Fakawi Indian. And I go, I've never heard of Fakawi. And he goes, well, my people, we were told we had to go on a reservation. And so we decided just to leave the reservation and go find a new land where they wouldn't bother us. And then we were just going to change our whole name, and so we found a place that we liked, and we got up on the ridge and we looked around and we said, we're the Fakawi Indians now. And it's like, why the Fakawi? Because where the fuck are we?
Well, what the fuck are we? Where the fuck are we? That's funny.
We're the Fakawi Indians. So yeah, always probably a lot of you already heard that joke, and I told it a different way, but it'll work. It'll work. Let me see. Roy Cox. He caught us too. Looks like number 143 to me. Yeah, Roy, you're right, buddy. It was 143. Sorry about that.
Well, stuff like that's just meant to be, it's human.
Yeah, we it's not like we're, we have like secretaries and people, looking over our video and going, and then they're checking it before we air it. We're going to have all kinds of stuff screwing us up.
Yeah, I don't have an executive producer sitting here watching everything I do,
Which, you can blame that on me if you want. I don't care. I used to get paid extra money for taking the blame where I used to work. They say, well, we pay you the extra money just to take the blame.
These other podcasts, man, that do real good, they got like 40 employees, man. That's crazy.
What is that?
Oh, Joe Rogan. And
yeah.
People got like 40 employees.
Yeah,
You know,
we're just on a budget, man.
It's crazy.
But maybe one day, huh?
How in the hell could you use 40 people to do a podcast? It'd be.
I heard Elon Musk fired a bunch of people at Twitter because he said, I don't need that many people. When he took it over, he's like, I don't need this many people. And he got rid of about half of them. So, yeah. Joe Mueller, name that bong the B-1 bomber. Let me see. Cousin Figel said, yeah, he lost I think he's the one that said he lost 50 pounds on the divorce diet. And I asked him, did he gain it back? And he said, no. Well, what's the problem with that divorce diet is you lose a lot of weight, but then when you go out and get you a new woman, then you gain twice as much back. Because, you feel so good about your new lady, you just start eating like crazy again.
Cousin Faisal does the DoorDash or whatever they use now. He don't cook at all. Yeah, he's always ordering out and having it delivered.
Yeah, that's a single guy, man. It's kind of hard for a single guy that don't know how to cook. But I've always been able to cook. I cook my own stuff. And, if you go out to a restaurant, you don't know if you're getting anything bioengineered now.
You don't know what you're getting in a restaurant.
You don't know if you're getting printed meat or bioengineered. It's a crapshoot now. So
if you go to a really good restaurant, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get a really big bill.
Yeah, and they put how many calories on the menu, how many calories it is, but they're not going to put on there, what is it bioengineered or any of that until y'all start complaining. So start complaining about it.
Nowadays, you leave as much for a tip as you used to leave for a whole meal. Now you leave that for a tip.
Yeah, because anymore you kind of get the stink eye, from the waitress, and I don't blame them because they can't make any money, because people can't afford to go out to eat, so they're like taking it from the tip. So, that's not their fault. So I always, tip them the same amount regardless. I just, and Dr. Phil was saying that it takes now the average American $12,000 more per year because of Bidenomics. That's not just my opinion.
McDonald's, a bunch of those fast food places are closing a bunch of facilities in California because they can't afford to keep them open. Because they raised the, the minimum wage to like $20 an hour or something like that out there.
Yeah, that's why they have that kiosk in some of them. If I got to go in there and get something off of a kiosk, I'm not going in there. That's just how I am about it. Cousin Figel said, let me see here, that song Smokestack Lightning, which I think there's a Skynyrd Smokestack Lightning song. And then there's also a Howlin' Wolf that was redone by the Yardbirds. And several people in the comments have mentioned about Howlin' Wolf. I did not go and listen to that song. Are you familiar with it, Craig?
Howlin' Wolf? No.
Yeah, Smokestack Lightning. Craig don't like Smokestack Lightning, so he's not going to go look for a song with Smokestack Lightning in it. And if you name the bong that, he's going to balk at it. So,
I don't know. I don't understand. It says Smokestack Lightning is all I need. What the hell is Smokestack Lightning?
Joe Mueller says, after the crash of a turboprop commuter plane, and several years ago, they had to change the average passenger weight recently. Because we were talking about fat people being on the plane.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And how when you're sitting, when you're in the when you're sitting there waiting on people to board, and then you see a big old fat person coming down the aisle, and you're going, and you got a seat beside you, and you're going, uh-oh. I don't know how's this going to work out, because you don't want that all spilling out all over on you.
That'd be a good movie. You saw the movie Snakes on a Plane? That'd make a
Oh
movie
yeah,
Fat People on a Plane.
that's
Fat people
Craig.
sucking cigarettes on a plane, yeah.
Craig, that's just not right, man. Well, they should, they what I don't like about it, and I think people are going to agree with me on this now. Whenever you get on a plane nowadays, they have this little um it's like a pre-measured bracket that you have to put your carry-on, and if it don't fit in there, then they say, "Oh, well, you're gonna have to pay $100 for that bag because it doesn't. That's your free bag, and you can't take a bag in unless it fits in that bracket." Well, why don't they say that about people? You know, they should have an ass meter that you got to check your ass on and see if your ass fits in that thing, then that's good. But if your ass don't fit in that bracket, you need to pay extra money for it.
I saw on the news the other day somebody that travels a lot, I guess they thought they were clever and they told somebody that was going to travel somewhere to put a bunch of stuff in a pillowcase and get on the plane and tell them that was their pillow. And they tried it. It didn't work.
Oh yeah.
They put a bunch of stuff in a pillow. This is my pillow. I said, no.
I remember this guy. He liked to ride Harleys, and he says, "I don't allow any chicks on the back of my bike unless their ass fits in between my pinkies." And I saw him with a gal on the back one day, and I said, "You must have gone like that on that one, man." Yeah, we're not picking on fat people, So if you're, just waking up. Oh, okay. Let's move on down the line here. Yeah, Joe Mueller. Yeah, they did change that. I heard they did change that. The allowance on the large people. After Amelin says, after looking into the Wikipedia, she says she's come up because we were talking about trying to get Craig. Somebody could get Craig into Wikipedia, and he would for sure be the most. And they might even put in the Wikipedia that he is the most famous roadie of all time. They might put that in there, but I think anybody can put somebody in, kind of like sort of like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You can kind of, you can ask, can they be put in there? But I think what the deal is on it, if you don't get enough people looking at it, they'll pull it down. That's what I was told. That if you go through the trouble of writing up something on somebody, they're going to fact check it, make sure it's real. The people that run Wikipedia, they will fact check it, and then they'll put it in. And if it doesn't get enough hits, then they'll pull it. So I don't know. You guys tell me if anybody knows about Wikipedia, wants to study up on that, it wants to help us out and get Craig put in there. We'll you do that. We'll bring you on the podcast and we'll ask you how you did it. And I think that would be that would really be neat to see Craig in Wikipedia.
I think Jeff was trying to figure.
He was going to work on that.
Yeah,
but
I think Automotive was trying to figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like to see Craig in Wikipedia. All the guys in the band are in Wikipedia. So we need to Stone Roadie in
Told me the other
Wikipedia.
day he's given up his car dealership or his car lot. He's just
He is?
He's still going to sell cars. He's going to still buy and sell cars. He's just tired of running a car lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just,
I knew a guy.
He went and bought him a motorcycle. He's living the life, man. He went and bought him a motorcycle, and it wasn't loud enough, so he went out and bought a Harley. He said, "I'll go out and buy a Harley, and you can ride." What's he got? What's that other bike he got? It's a nice one.
Oh yeah, I forget what it was he got. I actually know
nice
a guy
bike.
that had one of those. Yeah, it's a nice. But those are pretty reliable. That one he got. I think it's a Yamaha.
No, it's not a Yamaha. It's
No?
no, it's Oh God, I don't know. It's a nice bike, but it's not a Harley.
Yeah.
Went out and bought a really
I
nice.
tell you what, though, I'd be scared to death ride a bike now after I went through that
Oh
accident
God, yeah.
on the
I got one
bicycle.
downstairs. He said, "Come on down and ride with me." I'm going, "Yeah, okay, whatever. I'll go with him." But yeah. He told me, he says, "I'm tired of sitting in a car lot all day. I'm getting out of it." He said, "I'll go to
I used to have a friend who was a broker, and he'd call me up and he'd go, "Hey man, can you pick me up?" And I go, "Wow, what's the problem?" He goes, "I just sold the car I was driving around in." And he did that I don't know how many times. He'd say, "Man, I need a ride. I need a ride home. I just sold the car." Yeah, because he didn't have a car. He'd buy a car and he'd hold on and he'd sell it and he'd get another one.
Oh yeah, he
And
auto ride. That comes up here in a different car every time he comes up here. Just about. He's got one of those. Oh God, what is that? Oh, I don't know. Nice car.
yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, let's move on down the line here. Craig, there's somebody says there are now 2.17 subscribers, not 2.16.
Oh,
So,
I saw that. Yeah, we went up 100.
wow. Well, it's better than nothing.
No, 0.17. That's 10. Yeah,
Oh, is it?
0.17. That's 10. Yeah, that's 10.
Oh,
That's 10
wow-wee.
people. Yeah, 0.17. That's
So if
10.
you're not subscribed, go on there and subscribe.
We're 2,170 instead of 160. Yeah, we ain't even doing shit. Yeah,
Well, they
keep
unsubscribe everybody,
unsubscribing us, and yeah, they ain't paying us shit, and they're pulling our subscriptions, and but we're still getting a lot of killer comments, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's just amusing. We're just sitting still, but we're getting all these great comments and people. I'm addicted to the Stone Roadie show. God, I'm addicted. When you gonna do a show tonight? Then it's crazy. It's funny.
Well, it's YouTube concentrate. You don't have that watered down channel with all those subscribers on it. It's YouTube concentrate, man. We have a small family because I guess when they pull your subscribers, you're kind of like we're still moving forward, even though they're pulling our subscribers. So,
Well, AL, if you say that the name of that current president, maybe they even catch on that word too. But if you say anything like a common nominist or any of that kind of stuff,
yeah, AI picks it right up.
they pick it right up, and then they pull your.
Maybe when you're gazooing that song, they're picking that up even.
I'm not playing it exactly perfect, I don't think.
I don't know, man. It's spot on. I think it sounds just like it.
Is my kazoo playing improving? Why would I?
It sounds just like it to me. I mean, I don't think it's.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a lot of talent to play that song, though. I don't think.
I don't know. Depends how big of a waterhead you are, I think.
Oh, see, Amelin says Ronnie may not have talked about Tammy, but that song Michelle was about her. Michelle is Tammy's middle name.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
Okay. Autumn the Chick Honecker says one of the FakeBook posted pictures of JoJo on stage with no shirt on. Was she always that brave? You ever seen that? I've never seen.
Never seen that one. No.
Is JoJo on stage with no shirt?
No, that's not true.
Yeah, Autumn, are you smoking
That
some
never
of that?
happened.
Are you smoking some of that in the couch?
That never happened.
I'd never seen that before.
Cassie
Maybe I
was
wrote
on
that
stage
wrong.
without a shirt on, but that was in Jesus Christ Superstar or
Maybe that's what she meant.
yeah, it was Cassie.
Was it Cassie?
It was in Broadway. It was in a Broadway play with either Hair
Oh, there you go.
or one of those. Yeah, because Steve and his mom and dad went to the play, and Cassie came out in topless, and Steve said, "All right, sister." His mom and dad were like,
Well, there you go, Autumn.
That was Cassie.
Yeah, see, Craig straightened that right out.
Broadway, yeah, but it wasn't JoJo, not on a Skynyrd show.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. So you're partially right there, unless you've got a picture of JoJo with her shirt off, send it to Craig at thestonedroadie@gmail.com, and we'll put it up.
I don't remember that one. No.
User says she would like a blue kazoo. She doesn't mind it if it's jackass blue, like the Democrats call the. I actually made that up, picking on User. I'm just teasing with you, User. Angela Lynyrd says
User didn't win nothing though.
No, she was. I was just picking on her. She didn't win it. Yeah, I was just picking on her. She mentioned something about the blue kazoo, and I was just picking on her. Angela Lynyrd says the Cellar was in Greenville, North Carolina. Been there many times. So, and I think Kimmy's got something to say about that later on in here in these questions. Steve Jones says, call that bong Tuesday's bong.
Tuesday's bong.
That ain't bad.
Yeah.
That ain't bad. And my buddy Jay Sapp says, call the bong Mr. Wheeze. That's a good one. Let me see. Donald Johnson, did Ronnie ever take the band on a vacation other than where you were playing at?
Yeah, we went to Hawaii. We went there for 2 weeks.
Yeah, there was no gig there?
All the roadies and all the band and all the roadies and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we all had condos right on in Maui, right on the beach
for 2 weeks. That was
2 weeks. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
And you even went scuba diving, didn't you?
Not then. We went snorkeling. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we went snorkeling. Yeah, that's when Ronnie went out. He was out on the coral reef, standing up on the coral reef, and a wave come in and knocked him over on that coral reef and cut the shit out of him.
Oh damn!
That coral, that coral cut you up, man. Yeah.
When you went, was that with Ed King was there, or was it when Steve?
No,
was there,
that
or was either one of them.
Mm-mm.
No, neither one were there.
Ed?
Was Ed King there?
No.
No, but Steve.
No, I don't think even Steve was there at that point. I don't think he was.
Okay, so it must have been in when Ed quit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was right in between. Yeah, it was. Steve wasn't even there either. No.
Were you married at the time? You were married at the time.
Yeah, Chad and Sue were there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Because Sue talked about it.
Yeah, they were
the podcast.
Yeah, that picture. Matter of fact, the picture that Sally showed up the other day had everybody had a lei on. Whoever that little girl was, that was in Hawaii. Must have been in Hawaii.
Oh, okay. Well, that was cool, Ronnie. That was nice of Ronnie. Did he pay all the meals and everything too?
Everything, yeah, it was all expenses paid.
Wow,
yeah,
boss.
we all had rent-a-cars, and yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was real.
Yeah, Ronnie was the man, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, we paid for our own food and stuff, but all the rent-a-cars and stuff were all paid for.
Yeah, and you sound like you had a great time.
Yeah. Well, then we went out. We would all go out to luau's and stuff, and all that was paid for too.
Yeah, those luau's.
We'd all go out as a party. You know, we all went out to a luau and stuff, and all that was paid for too.
Yeah, I like those luau's when they cooked the pig in the ground like that, and they got all those dancing
cool,
ladies.
Man. Yeah, they had all the dancers. It was a big luau, and it was like they had a big entertainment thing going on, and dancers and hula
when
dancers.
when I went to that luau I went to, you'd have thought that the girl was fat though, Craig. She was a little thick, but she looked good. You know, she still looked good to me, but Craig would have gone, she's fat. He's been eating too much. But some of those, those luau girls, they're a little thick now. I think nowadays they're a little thicker than they used to be back when y'all was there, because the tolerance level is probably a little harder to get a thinner one. So the bar has been raised a little bit for just like Miss Alabama, you might start seeing the luau girls, or even like Mr. Maryland. You might get a male luau guy out there, even an LGBTQ luau guy. I wonder if we're going to get zapped for that one. Yeah, Donald Johnson, Ronnie did pay for a vacation and went to Hawaii, man. There's the answer to that. I thought they were out there on a gig is the reason they were in Hawaii, but I guess
no. Well, heck, we went to Hawaii a bunch. Yeah, we went to Hawaii a few times, and yeah. But then even the tribute band, with the tribute band, I was over there. Geez, we were over there for like a week or 10 days over it, and we went. Yeah, that was.
So
nice.
You got to see Hawaii
right
pretty
on
much
North
a lot.
Yeah, we were there for a long time.
A lot of French benefits with that band, man.
Oh yeah, man. Especially I traveled with a band because I became part of at that point I traveled with a band, so they got to the point where they didn't want to just with a tribute band. They just didn't want to go out and do shows. They wanted to see, they wanted to sightsee and stuff. So I was traveling with them, and we went all kind of different places just to see sights. If it was on the way or whatever, we'd schedule trips. We went whale watching and all kind of shit. Man, it was.
You just didn't let Alan drive.
No, I took the tour bus.
Yeah,
we do all kind of stuff. Yeah, we see, well, even with the crew, we used to have fun every time we'd see a go-kart track. We'd pull over and go-kart track race. And I don't think we ever went where we didn't get thrown out. We're wrecking the cars. We'd be out there. Okay, you guys, man, we don't get wild all at once. You let us go out there and take a few laps before you get crazy. We don't go get thrown out as soon as we get here.
Yeah. Oh, that's the Lynyrd Skynyrd way.
Contain yourself for a little bit. Let us have some fun before you start wrecking into people and get us thrown out.
What was the name of that dinosaur movie? God, I can't believe I can't remember the name of that. But I took a dune buggy ride through where they filmed that.
Jurassic Park?
Yeah, Jurassic Park. I went through that whole area in a dune buggy, and I think the tree was still there that they were hiding behind even. That was really cool, that dune buggy ride. I enjoyed that. That whole trip was great. Okay. Michelle Lovett says, Craig, if you don't cough, you don't get high. So, Crazy Kimmy says, sometimes I don't make sense because I smoke Sensimelia pot.
Sensimelia?
Yeah. Sometimes I don't make sense because I smoke Sensimilian pot. A lot.
Smoke some pot a lot. Sensimilian pot a lot.
And Crazy Kimmy says her grandpa used to grow tobacco, and when they were kids, he would roll one up on the riverbank to calm them down, give it to them. And then she says the seller that place, that the cellar where the Lynyrd Skynyrd used to play is now a pizza place. If that's true, I wouldn't mind going in there and doing it on the road with Griff Martin and go into the cellar and then take a look and see what it looks like now. If that's a pizza place, anybody got any update
Pizza
on
must
that?
be a big pizza restaurant or something. That was a big,
Yeah.
just a to-go pizza place.
Yeah, if that's a pizza place, it's probably pretty big. But if we got anybody who knows anything about that, I would like to know more about that. Yeah. Let me see. Steve Jones wants to know, at the volunteer jam, did you get to meet Stevie Ray Vaughan?
A volunteer jam. Oh
You
yeah,
know, with Charlie Daniels and
I don't remember. God, I don't remember.
yeah.
I don't remember that. I don't know. I was back in the tuning room and stuff. I don't know if
You probably did.
I
You just
probably
don't.
didn't talk to him.
You might have.
I don't, I was never starstruck around those people, I'd say, hey, man, what's going on? It's not something I remember,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, and somebody says, get Jim Dandy on the Stone Roadie show.
God, is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive, I think.
Is
but
he?
it's not like I got his phone number. You give me his phone number, I'll call him.
I don't think, what was her name? The chick singer, what was her name?
Oh, yeah. What was her name?
Ruby,
Yeah, Ruby Starr.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think she died.
She
Yeah.
died. She did die, yeah. As a matter of fact, Peggy Smith, I believe it's Peggy Smith, knew her and met her.
Yeah, she was cool, yeah.
I think that's might be true. I don't know. Brian Gibbons asked Peggy if she knew Ruby Starr. I think she did. And the last comment or question, last comment here is Kenneth Radford, name the bong Jim so Craig can say, well, I need to go hit the gym now.
I go hit the gym. Yeah, that'd be good. That's good for you fat folks. Hit the gym.
Yeah.
That might be a winner. Yeah.
That might be a winner. I call it Jim, GYM,
Some fat fucker, call it hit the gym.
Yeah. Hey, did you go to the gym today? No, but I did hit the gym.
Yeah. That's a funny one.
Yeah, they're coming up with some good ones, but email all of the bong names to thestoneroadie@gmail.com to officially be entered. And then if you're also either Paul Keaton or Laura Harvey, you are the baby daddy. You are the winner. 143 and 43. We had a screw up, so 143 was the actual winner, but 43 was the recognized winner until we got told on, and now 143 is the real winner. So Paul Keaton and Laura Harvey, email Craig and confirm that you have officially seen that you're the winner at thestoneroadie@gmail.com. That's it, Craig. We're done, man.
All righty then. All righty, let me see here. Oh, darn it. I can't ever find this stuff. Oh, well. All right. Well, anyways, yeah, what's the date today? Today's the 17th. Oh, God, we got 4 days until the summertime. In the summertime when the weather is hot. And, yeah, I wasn't prepared. We'll call that a wrap. And see you later, alligator at the wild crocodile. And, yeah, cut.
See you later, alligator. Have the wild crocodile. you next time.